Basically, we have globalized everything else except wisdom. And we need to globalize wisdom. Every child should know a little bit about all other religions in the world, all other cultures in the world. If he doesn't grow up with such an exposure, he is bound to think only he is going to go to heaven, everybody else is going to hell, and he is going to try to help them.
remember this rock I'm sitting on was just a rock. There was nothing around it. There was just jungle. And now there is a beautiful Colosseum, the Sumeru around it, and there's the trees and everything. It was just bare rocks and scrub.
It was a completely empty land. Just a few little cowshed-like huts on the land, and rocks and mountains, nothing else. Snakes and eagles. So it was very much in the beginning.
That was the time when there was not one teacher trained yet. So it was basically him conducting any basic course. He would lead very small groups. I remember my basic course, there were 12, maybe 15 people on that course. And he would spend all the sessions with us, and he would teach all the different techniques to us in person. And little did we know how fortunate we were in those days, right? There was no other person to teach any of the most simplest techniques. So we received everything from the source.
And at that time you could be together with him the whole day. You could just sit in his kutir and go for a walk with him. And it was a very personal time.
It was like a little family. We could spend time with him in the evening. We could ask him questions, talk, just casual talking. So that was extremely precious, and I realize it now.
And I remember it was when I was in India for the first time, in Christmas '88 and early January '89. That was the time when he then spoke to us saying he's going to train some people, some teachers. And those of us who were there, we were that first batch. And little did we know how much, after just a few years, this would be, it would expand and people would come, and what a difference it would make in so many people's life.
But even then, at that time, we knew already that the movement would become very big.
We were being prepared for huge things to come. And it was almost as though, here's a look at the picture that's going to be in the future. Are you going to be ready to take responsibility for that or not? And at the same time, there was this huge picture that someday there's going to be millions and millions of people who are going to be just looking up like this and waving when Guruji is coming into the stadiums, you know. And that's exactly how it is today.
When something is good, when it does good to people, then of course very fast it spreads. And we didn't believe it would get so big. But when he would tell us, you know, in like that many years there will be like 5,000 people here, we would think, what is he talking? We didn't believe it, but it was true.
It has become a worldwide, very big movement now, a very big spiritual movement, and it will still become much bigger. It is because this is the need of the time and the need of the people who are living today.
A single person can inspire many, and those many can inspire many more. And that's what exactly happened with the Art of Living.
When we had our Silver Jubilee celebrations, suddenly the scale of magnitude that we were using to measure things or to perceive things burst open. I don't think the world will be the same again.
When you bring 1 million or 2 million people together, you expect there to be some chaos around it. That in itself, to organize a 3-day event for that many people is like mind-blowing in itself. I was amazed and impressed how he managed to bring together people from all walks of life and literally from all over the world.
And this is the miracle of 3-3. That the world is a world of billions of ones. And that he has been able to create an atmosphere of compassion that allows the multitudes to dissolve into one. That feeling of brotherhood and sisterhood and responsibility, which is the most natural energy in the human being, is unfortunately in this world sometimes dissipated into wars and conflicts. And I feel that Ravi Shankar and so many of us, a larger alliance of people who strive for compassion will be able to break through the impasse, to recognize that in the outer semblance of hostility there is a friend.
I have a family that includes rich people, poor people, Americans, Canadians, Mongolians, Siberians, South Americans, doing the same thing with the same purpose. I don't think this has happened before.
So many people travel from abroad to come, even people who have not done the course representative of country, to thank the Art of Living and Guruji for what has been done. What else is there to say? I mean, if all those people came, it's very clear they felt a difference, so they came.
I think he's a very impressive person, and he captures something which many are looking for. I mean, because when he talks about values and when he talks about spirituality, it is of course part of his own tradition, the Hindu tradition, but at the same time he transcends all the religious background, so he can talk to a Christian or to a Buddhist. It is not so important his own religious background, but somehow he already transcended whatever all the values he's talking about and the spirituality he's talking about are already transcended into something new and something different, which makes it worthwhile for everyone to listen to him.
He's the only one who really understands me. I mean, for me, it's not about the knowledge, it's not about the techniques, it's not about the people, it's not about feeling at home here in this space or in any place I travel to thanks to his teaching. It's not that. I really feel he's the only one who understands me. And I really have a suspicion that every single person who comes to him has the same feeling.
And what's so special about him is, I feel, when you're in his presence, he doesn't judge you. You don't feel judged. He totally accepts everybody as they are. Or rather than accepting, he just loves people. He sees the beauty in you. He doesn't see your behavior, the mistakes that you made. He sees what is beautiful in you. And he makes you aware of what is beautiful in you. So everybody feels so good about themselves. When they feel good about themselves, they feel good about others also. And that envelope of love that you feel in his presence is something so amazing.
There may be 1 million people in the crowd, there may be 5 million people in the crowd, but each one of them inside is feeling, he's talking to me right now. And I don't know how that works. I'm clueless. I mean, I don't think I would even want to ever know how it works. And for all those people who have been in this event, life will not be the same again. faster in today's world. Information is so much more easily available. People want to know more and more and more about everything in less and less and less time. Now, that needs to be balanced out by something. And the existing modes of relaxation, of entertainment, are really not cutting it for today's generation. I don't think there has been a corresponding upgrade of techniques to relax and focus. The art of living is playing a very emerging role for the future in this aspect.
Science is changing very rapidly, to the extent where the majority of schools today is teaching the science of the past. It takes 20 years for a new discovery to penetrate into textbooks, and the leading edge is always controversial for the older people, because in science themselves always feel threatened by new ideas coming up. The new science can benefit a great deal from the recognition that what it is discovering is a perennial insight. Discovering the kind of laws, the kind of principles that have been present in the human mind for thousands of years. So the confluence of science, new science and spirituality, is a reinforcement one for the other. It's a guarantee that we are not looking in the wrong way, that what we are finding is something that is truly present.
I think everybody will agree that the world needs to change, that many things need to change. Everybody will agree that there are big problems in society today.
Well, even the medicine of the West should recognize that the medicine of the East is not alternative, but complementary. More and more recognition of acupuncture, more and more recognition of homeopathic medicine, of plant-based medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. This works. It is part, of course, of the way we can heal the human body and keep it healthy. So it's not exclusive.
The violence comes out of stress, out of frustration, out of pain, definitely. And if somebody doesn't know how to handle the pain inside, they become violent. And that's why today society needs this knowledge. Everybody needs this knowledge.
The modern knowledge gives more facilities and amenities. It expands your horizon. The ancient knowledge makes you so firm and well rooted in yourself, so that emotionally, spiritually, you become strong and stable. This can make life meaningful, profound, deep.
There's a joy in receiving, living in the world, but there's an even greater joy when you mature to give something back. We have come into this world to contribute something.
When we look at people who are not feeling good, or who are stressed, who are depressed, and how can you just sit and do nothing? So it's his nature. It's the nature of any human being. When they have something good and they feel great, you share.
So if you're focused to help somebody, whatever little hurdles or challenges, difficulties you come across in your life, they appear very small. And they get over also. You get over them. Overcome them. It's in our nature, you know. See, the river flows, that is in its nature. So, to be of help to whosoever is around you is your very nature. When you are happy and contented, all that you want is to be of use to people around.
as long as I know him for over 20 years now, I have seen this untiring commitment to be of service, to be available. And his aim and all his work, as I see it, is to remind everyone of the potential, of the strength that everybody has. And he shows ways to uncover that.
If there is only one problem in the world, there could be only one solution. But in the world, there are variety of problems. So solution have to be different, isn't it? So there can't be one advice to be happy for all the people. It's different in different places. And the willingness to be of use to people has to come out from every individual.
Serving and helping others is a very natural quality. All of us have by nature this will to help others, to be useful in some way. So it's very good to bring back this consciousness to people, the consciousness of serving without expecting anything in return. Even animals and trees are sometimes more useful than a human being. What do? We pollute the environment. No? And so we should be more useful than animals and trees, definitely. This is timeless knowledge. This is the birthright of every human being. So, not being in touch with oneself is unnatural. And this unnaturalness, unnatural life leads to a lot of problems. Actually, all the problems in society today. That's why we need to come back to this. We need to make use of these old techniques to have this experience, which is the birthright of every human being. So the most important knowledge today is to bring this experience of your inner nature, of your inner peace to people. And that will dissolve the violence in society.
Om Jyotirmaya Karunamaya Satgurave Namayo Om Jyotirmaya Karunamaya Satgurave Namayo Om Jnanamaya Premamaya Antarjyoti Guru Mama Atma Sangat Guru Om Jyotirmaya Karunamaya Satgurave Namayo Om परब्रह्ममया सच्चिदानन्दमया अन्तर्ज्योति गुरु मम आत्मा संगाथ गुरु ॐ ज्योतिर्मय करुणामय सद्गुरवे नमः ॐ तेजोमया कृपामया परब्रह्ममया सच्चिदानन्दमया अन्तर्ज्योति गुरु ॐ त्रिगुणातीत गुरु ॐ ज्योतिर्मया करुणामया सद्गुरवे नमः ॐ ज्ञानमया ॐ प्रेममया परब्रह्ममया सच्चिदानन्दमया सद्गुरवे नमः ॐ तेजोमया कृपामया परब्रह्ममया सच्चिदानन्दमया अन्तर्ज्योति गुरु मम आत्मा संगाथ गुरु अन्तर्ज्योति गुरु ॐ त्रिगुणातीत गुरु
Original thinking that first before I came to Art of Living, I always thought Guru means somebody who's going to be very strict and stern, like a teacher, and he's going to be somewhere up there. But that's not the way Sri Ravi Shankar operates. He deals with you like a human being, human being to human being. His day starts at 8:30 in the morning and it's so packed. Phone calls and meetings and faxes coming in and emails coming in, decisions to be taken, so many projects to be done. This goes on until, and people come with problems. I have this problem, I have that problem. And he's been hearing that for the past 20 years. And mankind has the same problem. We don't have new problems. Everybody has the same problem about children, about relationships, about money, about disease. These are the problems that we have. And he's been impatiently here, everybody.
He has a way to shift rhythms, meeting literally hundreds of people every day, and everyone coming from a different space, a different rhythm, and his ability to adjust to people effortlessly, with a smile, without resistance. That ability to flow with what is happening is unparalleled and is the greatest inspiration.
He's an intellectual, and he's just a fun person. He's full of humor. He can smile all the time. It's just fun being with him and listening to him. He certainly brings something to the whole world, which is highly important and highly valuable.
Sometimes he feels like my father or mentor, and sometimes he's like a friend. Very often an inspiration, simply reminding me of what is possible, that every human being has.
In him, I found what is the closest to that state we're all looking for, here in a human being, showing us it's there, it's easy, you can reach it.
He's touched by so many things, which I like as well. He can see just a little flower which needs water, or a person which needs to be approached by something, a kind word. But at the same time, what I like about him, he's realistic. And this is unique as well.
Life so lightly, and if you see him, he lives everything, every moment very lightly, but with total responsibility. We have different countries, we have divided them, but for him, it's just one world. When you rise above the right and wrong and differences and all, when you see what is common, at a certain level, you see everything as one when you see the common denominator. And for him, the whole world is one. So wherever he feels he can contribute, his need is there, he goes there. And he does that tirelessly.
So that every human being have the basic knowledge to be in charge of their mind, their experience, their negative emotion, because we don't learn this at school at all. what is driving him is just he says that his job is not done until everybody has a smile, so it's gonna last a little bit longer.
He travels so much. People who have traveled with him, his tours are so hectic. You can't travel with him. It's impossible for a human being to travel with him. So when you go for one tour, that's it. The second tour, different group travels with him. You can't keep up his pace. He is as fresh as ever. And we asked him, Guruji, when do you rest? Do you ever rest? And he said, of course, I rest in between lifetimes. That's the way he works. He feels that he's responsible. He has something wonderful to contribute.
De mettre une ethnie par là et l'autre ethnie par là, c'était inutile. On a vu que nous étions tous des frères et sœurs. On a passé le temps, on a passé le temps dans les palabres pour ne rien inutilement.
Ça veut qu'aujourd'hui, moi ces jeunes guerriers là, je rentre dans leur village aujourd'hui, on mange ensemble. Malgré qu'ils sont animistes, qu'ils sont musulmans, mais par rapport à l'art de vivre, ce que j'ai appris dans l'art de vivre, pas de différence vraiment. Je mange avec eux, on fait tout le temps. Ah, on dit quoi? Souvent, même quand mes parents me donnent des régimes de bananes, je viens avec ça. Vraiment, l'art de vivre, il ne sait pas comment expliquer quoi. Mais ça m'a apporté beaucoup de choses.
Qu'on a eu à l'art de vivre, on a commencé à se pardonner les uns les autres. Et alors aujourd'hui, lorsqu'il pleut et qu'il y a un coup de tonnerre, je n'ai plus peur.
Mon souhait est que si toute la Côte d'Ivoire, et toutes les villes de la Côte d'Ivoire pouvaient réussir cette formation-là, vraiment ça veut que au de cette négociation là-bas, par-ci par-là, en 2 jours, on va finir ça. On va finir avec un second de parole.
Cette formation même peut ramener la paix rapidement. Au lieu de donner des millions à un monsieur pour aller faire des meetings là, ça ne peut pas finir. Il préfère prendre ces millions-là pour vous donner, pour que vous puissiez faire des formations, pour que nous puissions dégager ces déchets-là en nous, parce qu'il y en a trop dans le corps.
I think it's been a phenomenal experience and really has the potential to transform one's life, both as a person as well as a professional. After the first day of the course, I thought I would definitely recommend this to 3 other managers who work with me in my department. By the time I came to the end of the course, I said, I'm going to recommend this to everyone in my department and certainly to friends and other colleagues. And in fact, I think at a personal level, I think the course should be taken by one's children, by one's family members. It really helps people to sort of put more perspective in their own lives and just be a better human being.
But I was very depressed and left the city for 5 months, just recently came back, and that's when I was turned on to Art of Living. And this course has been extremely beneficial for me. I'm still having problems with depression, and my friends are all gone and everything is scattered, and trying to put my life back together, and this course has really helped me with that. And when I come here once a week and everybody's together and there's just a really good sense of energy here, and I leave feeling very enlightened and very at peace. And it's nice, because there's a lot of chaos out here in New Orleans still, a lot of devastation, and if I drive into certain areas, it just breaks my heart. I can't go there. So this brings a good sense of peace and calmness to my life, which has been really wonderful.
I come from a very strict Muslim family, and it's a lot of preconceptions in terms of meditation or yoga. It tends to be from a very Hindu background, so I was a little bit skeptical about doing the course first. But when I did do it, it was pretty amazing. There was no religious content in it whatsoever, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's just pretty much a lot of fun, great way to relax. And now effectively I'm doing it every day, and when I don't do it, I feel it. I mean, I feel much more energetic, more focused, and just enjoy that time that I have to myself every day for 20 minutes in the morning.
In a job where I'm working with probably some of the smartest people in the country, I have to be really at the top of my game in order to fit in and perform well in this position. And I find that the breathing practices in particular that I learned on the course help me focus a whole lot better than I otherwise normally would, and help keep my mind a lot more clear than I normally would. That was the main reason that I had taken the course a few years ago, was to help with that transition between my very active and busy work life to having a peaceful and enjoyable family life. And some of the practices that I learned on the course really helped with that transition. It was very nice for my personal life. For me, it's from a health perspective and a professional perspective, and from a family perspective, just fundamentally dealing with stress and getting your energy boosted up is really helps with all those aspects of life.
And I conducted my study on the well-being of women diagnosed with breast cancer who participated in the Art of Living course. It reduced fear for many of them, fear of death, fear of recurrence. It improved for many of them their self-esteem. Many said that they felt a sense of release and purification, cleansing. Some said that they were also able to let go of many issues that I defined as pre-cancer issues. Many of the women had marital problems or depression problems, or issues of anger, frustration. 58% of the women who were interviewed said that one of the benefits of having had breast cancer was doing the Art of Living course, and they thought that without the breast cancer they wouldn't have heard about it. So that was quite amazing for them to say that.
I was doing drugs for a couple of years, loads of drugs in all sorts of combinations, and I've been a total wreck, In the age of 21, my hands were shaking, I couldn't sleep at night, I couldn't concentrate on anything, my brain totally washed out, total wreck. And then I came on this course and it was amazing. It was like being born again in just a couple of days. Such a big, tremendous change, so much enthusiasm came, so much feeling of lightness again, trust in life, in yourself, and everything went uphill. Again, I've continued my studies, finished them, and today, after doing these practices regularly, I might say that I'm a perfectly happy and healthy person.
One of our greatest resources in these times of transformation and potential crisis, but also great opportunity, is the spirituality that we have. It is part of us. All people have it. But it is suppressed, very largely repressed, especially in the corporate world, in the big government world, in the world where only money counts and power counts, and the short-term interest is what people are after. We have to recover spirituality. And when you get a spiritual person who has this power to radiate energy, the power to empower others.
And there are not so many personalities around which can play this role. So he's, in my eyes, the role he plays is very unique, very sophisticated, and very thoughtful.
10 years ago, 20 years ago, I couldn't imagine where we would be today. So imagining where we will be in 10 years or in 20 years, I am in awe.
Today, even when we read about the disciples or the apostles of the prophets and Messiah, we feel they were very, very, very special people. But maybe 50 years later, your grandchild or your great-grandchild comes to you with a textbook and says, who was this His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar? And you say, he was a lovely, lovely, lovely person. And he says, how do you know? And you say, I touched him.
We are blessed to live in a time when knowledge is spreading, when the heart is opening. And I hope with all my heart and soul that I will be able to witness the time when every human being has food, clean air, and opportunity for a blessed future.
In the beginning of the last century, there were only very few people driving a car. And at the end of the century, almost everybody is driving a car. So just like that, it will be with meditation in this century. People will find out how much it can change their life, how much they will blossom up, and how much transformation happens. And it will become natural to meditate for everyone.
We have to find the art, how to live, how to behave on this planet, so that we don't destroy the planet and ourselves. We know that we mustn't put more CO2 into the atmosphere. We mustn't add to greenhouse gases. We know that we mustn't put too many artificial fertilizers into the ground. We know fairly, very well today what it is that we must preserve. But how to do it? This is the role, I think, of Sri Sri and other spiritual leaders, to tell us that we live better. There's a new art of living. We can live better with the proper balance, with the balance of nature, where humanity is part of the balance.
The stress is mainly in the mind, so when you know how to handle this, then you know how to live. This is what he's teaching us. Look how much work he's doing and still he's peaceful.
So for youth, I would say broaden your vision and deepen your roots. And for the depressed, I would say have faith that divine is within you and it's taking care of you.
I think it's just the beginning of a big change in society.
The great spiritual insight is that we can do this, that we have something precious that we can draw on, and it is inside us. We can change. If we change, we change the world. And Sri Sri and others can show us how to change.
The world is one big family. Feel sense of belongingness with the whole world and all its culture and all its religion. Let's make this world a beautiful place to be.
ואני אוהבת אותך גורוג'י, כי אתה גורם לי לראות. ואני אוהבת אותך גורוג'י, כי אתה גורם לי לראות. כי אני זה אתה, ואתה זה אני. אתה אימא, אתה אבא, אתה אהוב שלי, אתה השמיים והמים, ההתחלה והסוף, השאלה והתשובה, ההתחלה והסוף. אני אחד עם ליבה של אמי, אני אחד עם ליבה, אני אחד עם ליבו של אבי, אני אחד עם ליבו. אני אחד עם ליבה של אמי, אני אחד עם ליבה, אני אחד עם ליבו של אבי, אני אחד עם ליבו, אני אחד עם ליבו של האל, אני אחד עם האהבה, אני אחד, אני אחד, אני אחד עם האהבה.
Om Jyotirmaya Karunamaya Satgurave Namayo. Om Jyotirmaya Karunamaya Satgurave Namayo. Om Jnanamaya Premamaya Antarjyoti Guru Mama Atma Sangath Guru. Om Jyotirmaya Karunamaya Satgurave Namayo. Om Jnanamaya Om Premamaya Parabrahmamaya Satchidanandamaya Antarjyoti Guru